welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well today. Long time no journaling video, sorry about that. I'm starting out with a spread I made for my archive journal, which also defaults as my K-pop journal, and it's for NCT's Taeyong going off to do his military service. I found this frame from an artist on Twitter. I really loved it. There were a bunch of different types. They also had some memo notes, and I think they also had some like kind of Polaroid frames. So I'll link their tweet below along with the Google Drive folder. I just filled it with one of my favorite ever photos of Taeyong from years ago, and also the rice ball character fans think he looks like. And then on the right side, I added a plaid background and used the duotone feature to change the color to a peachy pink. The colors in the spread actually ended up working out so well together despite everything being from different sources. So I love when that happens. The memo I used is a summer-themed Sumiko Gurashi one. I definitely can't wait to do more seasonal spreads because I've been seeing a lot of cute summer Sanrio items that I really want to use. So please look forward to that because I definitely am. Summer is my least favorite season, actually. When it gets closer to summer, I'm kind of scared my YouTube channel will suffer because I'll be suffering, but I'll worry about that when the weather gets here, when that sort of hot weather gets here. Beneath the frame, I decided to use another memo from the same artist, and it fits so perfectly, which I guess makes sense because the same person made them. Again, I'll link everything below. And I added a little cat from that panda sticker sheet that I just talked about before. It's a small detail, but you see how it has that little star by its eye? Taeyong also has a scar under one of his eyes, and isn't that just so... yeah. So it just felt like fate to use that. I also added this artwork of Mapu. I just sized it down so it would look like a sticker. See how it's a really similar color to the frame? Just like a little bit darker? My mind was kind of blown that everything fit so well together. And now I'm decorating the whole spread with some silver stars that I use a lot, and also some pink and orange stars that I found on Canva. I might have showed these in my Canva favorites video, but maybe not, I can't remember. But I feel like these stars are part of a collection from the like Y2K, like the glittery stickers. I feel like they're part of the same collection. There was a lot of ambiguous space over here, so I decided to add the date right there. It wasn't exactly white space, but it looked empty. I guess because the background is kind of white. Honestly, it still looks kind of empty, to be honest. It's so hard for me to believe that the members of NCT are already having to begin their military service. It definitely makes me feel old. There will be so many other members that will have to go. So really, I guess it's more so like the feeling of, wow, this is really like the beginning. Like it won't be over until Jisung is finished with his service. And right now he's only 22, right? Jisung's only 22 years old. So it's going to take a while for all of them to get through their service. Of course, not everyone has to go because NCT has a lot of foreign members. If you're unfamiliar with NCT, they're a very large boy group and they're split into units. And I am a group fan. I do not have a specific unit that's my favorite. I just wish that we had more content with all of them together before all of these military enlistings began. Also, it's not quite related to Taeyong, but NCT in general. SM Entertainment confirmed that Jaehyun is going to have his solo debut later this year, and I'm a little scared. Quite frankly, I'm scared. I don't want to like lose my mind and buy a bunch of albums. I would never buy more than one copy of each version, but like I'm scared I'll buy every single version, and I really don't need to do that. Now I need to show you the spread I was talking about in my last video. This is the patchwork one I was telling you I liked better than the other one I made. I think it's the color palette of this one and also the fact that there are fewer components. So to start off, I layered this blue grid underneath that like pink starburst, is that what you would say? Memo, or I guess it's a wallpaper, but I'm going to use it as a memo. And then those are layered over a green starry wallpaper. And on top of all that, I have, yes, another memo note from that same artist. I told you I love them and that I would be using them. This one is like a jello, like one of those cute little green jellos. And then on the right hand side, I found this, it looks like a page out of like a kid's activity book. And the apples have questions on them, so I decided I would use this pom pom pudding like crepe. I think that in real life you unfold this and then you write your little note on the inside and fold it back up. That's so cute. And I just used that to hide one of the apples, and then for the other apple that was still visible, I just added some red squares from Canva and I just made them the same color as the apple, and they blend in perfectly. So that is the base of the spread. I wanted to go in and add a couple of little decorative accents. The first thing I'm using are some Pandapple stickers. Yes, Pandapple. I love Pandapple. These definitely have that like kind of, I don't know what you would call it. I guess they're similar to the jelly, the epoxy stickers, but I feel like I would know what they felt like in real life. I don't know how to explain it, but they have almost kind of like a metallic sort of look to them. I don't know why. I can just imagine their texture though. I'm also using the apple from the same sticker sheet because it matches with Hello Kitty, of course. And then speaking of Hello Kitty, I found another jelly epoxy sticker sheet, and I have been thinking about using this, but I keep being like, no, it has a weird pink tinge to it, but I felt like I could probably just adjust the colors of it. So this is me adjusting the colors, attempting to make all of the stickers look truer to what like their actual color would be. I decided to use this little Hello Kitty with a green bow, or maybe it's Mimi. Mimi could also be in a green bow. She's giving a little wink though, so that's why I feel like it's Hello Kitty. I would definitely suggest if you save this from Pinterest, I would definitely try to maybe color correct it before you remove the background of all the stickers. That way you don't have to keep color correcting it every single time you want to use something. I was actually thinking about removing the background by hand of the sticker sheet too, but it was just taking so long. I think I listened to an audiobook for like, I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours, and I still wasn't done. So unfortunately, I just gave up. And because I made this spread just at random, just trying out things to see if I'd like it, I didn't really have a use for the spread, and I was like, well, I can't keep it blank. So I decided to just talk about the eclipse, even though it wasn't really that interesting. I'd seen the other eclipse that happened a few years ago, and it was pretty similar. Not to say that like the eclipse isn't cool or anything though. It is really cool. For me, I feel like the way it feels outside is the weirdest part. Where I live, it's only ever been a partial eclipse. It hasn't been like, you know, full lights out. My mom had gotten me a big bag of popcorn from the grocery store that day. So I had some popcorn and I would like go outside and like look up at the sun again. And I'd come back inside and get more popcorn. Like I was just having a little viewing party of one. I really liked how this spread turned out, even though I didn't mean to make it in the first place. But that is this spread finished. The final spread I recorded, but not the final spread I have to show you, is for my reading journal. One of my favorite ever manhwas is Best Left Unwritten, and the author-artist team who created it have another newer work called Love and Let Lie, and season 1 just recently ended. I was contemplating what I wanted this spread to look like, and I had one of those moments where I was like saving stuff to Pinterest, like to my personal Pinterest board, and things kind of just aligned in a way, like they just fell together in a way that looked really pretty. So when I saw this orange striped wallpaper and this pink starry wallpaper together, I was like, oh, they go together. They're sisters, they're staying together. I'd also just saved some Jinbei-san jelly stickers, epoxy stickers, and all of those colors together really spoke to me. Orange and blue are opposites on the color wheel, they're complementary. And then of course, orange and red, in my case pink, are right next to each other, so everything looks pretty together. Or I guess I should say in theory, everything looks pretty together. I also found the strawberry art, which was complicated because the original pin I found was deleted. So I literally had to take a screenshot of the teeny tiny little thumbnail image and search it on Google Images. Thankfully, someone else had uploaded it. I don't know if it's like a widget, you know, for your phone or what it's supposed to be, but I'm going to be using it as a little memo note. And I'm also using some My Melody art today. I really don't use her that often. I need to change that. I'm going to add My Sweet Piano in there too, of course, they're best friends. And I'll also be using these cute puppy stickers. I'm going to search these on Google Images too, actually, and see if I can find the artist, because I love the colors and the design, the little cat and whatever that other little tiny friend is. And also the male lead in this story calls the main character Puppy. Speaking of, the plot of the story is kind of complex, which I love because watching it all slowly unfold is so agonizing, but like in the best way possible. I felt the same way about Best Left Unwritten. So the main character, Taeyong, was being raised by his grandmother, but she passed away. So a rich man named Mr. Yu took him in. And Mr. Yu actually works for a really wealthy man who runs a charity for orphans. And he has an adopted son himself named Minjae. And Taeyong is a little boy. Minjae is really nice to him, and this sticks with Taeyong for literally his whole entire life. He has a crush on Minjae to this very day. He's basically Taeyong's first and only love. But Taeyong hasn't seen Minjae since that first day they met, and in all those years that have passed, Minjae has turned into like the rebellious, messy, scandalous third son of his adoptive family. And Taeyong is like, look at me, bro. This isn't you. Look at me. He tells Minjae that he knows the kind-hearted person he actually is and that he's not going to give up on him no matter how awful he's become now. And the dialogue that happens after that plays on loop in my mind 24/7 actually. From there, the story is basically just Minjae falling in love and not knowing how to respond to that. He's literally being healed in real time from Taeyong's affections. But I would say this story is like far from a feel-good story. Minjae has obviously suffered something horrific in his youth, and what exactly happened is still a mystery even by the end of season 1. And also, all of that trauma makes him seek out like dangerous activities. So there are definitely some tough scenes to read. The romance itself is never toxic though. If you know me, I'm not super duper into the toxic love stories. It's because I can't root for the romance from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like if it starts out toxic, then why am I even here? Because I don't want to root for anyone. Like in this one, Minjae is definitely a little mean to Taeyong at times, but it's no worse than something a friend would do to another friend. There's so much consent and growth happening between them, even though there are these like huge dark secrets looming over Minjae's past. So for me, I think it's a beautiful love story so far anyway. I do have a complaint to file though, and that's because Legend allowed somebody British to translate this. You might be like, what's the big deal? Is British English really that different? Yes. It's unfortunately so distracting. It takes me out of the story every single time. I guess because it interrupts the neutral voice in my head that I read in. There are just certain words and phrases in British English that aren't used in American English, like saying mobile instead of saying cell phone, or instead of saying like, remember I said I'd come by your place to cook dinner or something similar, a character says, remember I said I'd come round? Or instead of the main character being like, he's always teasing me, he says he's always taking the out of him. I won't even say that word. It's one of my least favorite words. I won't say it. We just don't, I don't know, they're just phrases we don't say. And I'm not even saying American English should be the default or anything, but I do feel like translated literature, no matter if it's a webcomic like this or like a full-length novel, it shouldn't contain vocabulary that changes the way characters sound. It would be one thing if it was slang, because obviously sometimes that's necessary to express how casually a character is speaking or what their personality is like. But characters shouldn't sound British for no reason. It was kind of heartbreaking to wait for this story to be licensed in English only to find out it sounds so British. Like, who are these Love Island characters? Please. When season 2 gets here and I read, babes, can I pull you aside for a quick chat? Then what? Anyway, we're done with this spread. So I have so many spreads to show you. As I'm recording this voiceover, I am staring at blank spreads. I have not actually written in them yet. I will probably do that later today actually, so I can start posting them to social media. I hate that I take such long breaks from YouTube. I don't mean to, and then I always forget, like, I have the community tab. I can use it to communicate. But anyway, it's really not that many spreads now that I'm thinking about it. So the first one is this Hello Kitty like monthly overview. I made this really later than I should have. I like to kind of split up the months in my archive journal, and I just thought April showers bring May flowers. I love this little Hello Kitty in her yellow raincoat. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. I just used some heart frames and added a pink starry wallpaper to them and dotted them around like they were stickers, and then I added some Hee Hee Club stickers and mini Super Sticker Club stickers. Whoa, that was a mouthful. I also used the Pandapple stickers again, so cute, and the little party hat and the clover. Those are both from that Hee Hee Club sticker sheet, the low quality one. And of course the Karopi one is from that Karopi sticker sheet I use all the time, and I'm pretty sure that Hello Kitty is from the sticker sheet I used in one of my reading journal spreads last time. I know I've already used it in videos before, so it'll be in my Pinterest board. As always, everything that I use in my spreads will be in my Pinterest board, including this little I guess an organizer, you would say. I'm pretty sure this was made by Off Off On Off. I just wanted to be able to divide all the different categories, you know, TBR, TBW. I'm the kind of person that definitely has to have plans, because otherwise I kind of won't get things done. Even fun things like reading or watching movies. Like right now I need to be planning for May and I have not yet. The next spread I made for Plav's first fan concert. Plav is a virtual idol K-pop group, if you don't know. I was just so obsessed with the poster that they put out. I don't know why. There's something about the colors of it that I really like. I'm kind of thinking of printing it out and putting it in my room actually. I love it. I just used a bunch of things that I've used before in terms of the background. Then I also saved some little ID photos that a fan had made. They were on Twitter. I don't even know how long ago I saved those. I added a little sugar bunny sticker and a Hello Kitty label that I've used before in my videos. And the memo sheet, the dolphin memo sheet, is from the person who made all of the other memo sheets that I'm in love with. But I will say I did change the colors of it a little bit. I just used the adjust features on Canva, but I specifically only changed the background color, not the foreground, not the dolphin. That is the end of this video though. I actually already have all the other spreads for my next journal update video made. It's just a matter of editing everything and of course doing these voiceovers, which is always fun but stressful to me. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope it was fun. I hope you found some inspiration. And if you were journaling along with me, I hope your journal spreads also turned out really well. All of my social media will be linked below. Oh, I almost forgot to say I finally organized my Pinterest board. So I hope that that's a little bit easier for you to navigate now. If you have any other questions, let me know. Thank you so much for all of your support. Everyone is so kind. I can't wait to make more videos. I'm sorry for disappearing all the time. I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone.